3 days, no food, no social media, no gym, no music, only water, reading the Bible, and prayer. I had trouble sleeping last night. Lots of tossing and turning. My heart slightly hurts. It was wild. It was fun. People around me in my community that I was telling that I was doing this fast, they were looking at me like, why are you fasting? Are you crazy? I have been brainwashed, indoctrinated, and put in a place that you could say I'm in a cult. I did it. I just went for it. I just went all in 100%. Connection was also brought up multiple times. And that's actually the goal. And my mind was blown. During this fast, God was just like, dude, chill out. Opening this up and then praying. This is the productivity hack right here. Day 1, this is what I wrote. I said, my intentions are to hear from God, to recognize his voice, answer my prayers about guidance for the future of my life. I just wanted to get guidance from God. I would pray and say, God, I want to hear your voice. Maybe that's through giving me an idea or putting me into a specific reference that I'm familiar with. I have been recently drawn to Job. So throughout this fast, I read Job. I tell God, can you give me something that I can understand to know that's your voice? So I was praying for that. But I also said, lead me throughout the Bible to continue the fire consistency with reading. Understand Job's story and just beyond. I read the Proverbs every day. You know, if it's the 12th, I'm going to read the Proverbs 12. If it's the 13th, so on and so forth. My mom actually instilled that in me. Proverbs 12:1. It started with discipline. And I thought, you guys, what in the world? How is this syncing up? My initial thoughts have been fasting is a temporary exercise on the extreme end of discipline, but the verses contrast righteous and wicked. And then I said, while I fast, I need to focus on my words. What am I saying out loud to myself? What am I thinking to myself? And then I also said, I just need to write it down. Fasting for me was something that I wanted to optimize so that I would eat less calories or lose weight. I thought it was super cool for me to just be quiet and do nothing. And when I had the urge or the temptation just to read or pray, I actually want to read Job 8:9. It's so fascinating that I'm even doing this because who would have thought that I would be reading the Bible on the internet? For we are but of yesterday and know nothing, for our days on earth are a shadow. This verse is not only is it poetic, but that's true. Okay, so I did this at one point in my life. And yes, these choices have led me to where I am. Yet in this current circumstance, in the present, I don't really know anything. And that's what led me to God. That's what led me to the Bible. I just thought, why is Job's story speaking to me so intensely? Day 2, I said that I'm not thinking of eating, but living through anticipation with various parts of my life right now. When, what, how, where does God want me to be in the new chapter of my life? The grace, glory, and blessings God will give to me when I 100% commit to him. And I'm anticipating breaking my fast. I know, cliche. I also said at home when I arrived from work, I just sat on the couch listening to what God might share with me. He wants my thoughts calm and free of anticipation because I am subject to planning, well designing how I want my life. During this fast, God was just like, dude, chill out. Don't say anything. Don't eat anything. Don't listen to anything. Just be quiet. There's going to be people who believe that this new version of myself, that I have been brainwashed, that I have been indoctrinated and put in a place that you could say I'm in a cult right now. But I can't be offended by them. They are uninformed and God's got it. Does that sound kind of harsh? Another thing that was super neat about the fast is hearing the body of Christ at my church talk about the things that happened in their life. I've had a couple people at my church where they've gone through amazing things, miracles, where pretty much the only answer that we could give it is it had to be God. I myself have went through one of those before, and the only answer is God, right? Who and how can it have happened? And then on my last day, you guys, I want to read the final message that I wrote. I had trouble sleeping last night. Lots of tossing and turning. My heart slightly hurts. And images of home kept coming in my head at night. So when I was closing my eyes, I had images of home, like where I grew up. The night 2, going into day 3 of my fast, was kind of insane. When I went to church day 3 of the fast, when we were going to break it all together, one guy got up to the mic and said, God said, doing God's will requires courage and connection. Connection was also a word that has been brought up multiple times throughout this journey that I'm having with my relationship with God. Connection is like the word I keep hearing over and over. And what I can say about this fast is it was much needed. Going without the things that I would quote unquote need and / want was allowing me to just say, shut up, dude. Be quiet and just listen. And also just to wait for God's timing. This is the ultimate productivity hack. Opening this up and then praying. This is the productivity hack right here. What really blows my mind is that you can experience the presence of God, but also read the Bible. And then as soon as you like open it up, I'm not being dramatic, but there's just something about the language. It's just something about the atmosphere that really makes me want to go for it. You guys, this is fun. I talked about this before. Being a Christian is cool. When you're fasting and you're talking to people who don't know why you're doing it, they're like, why are you fasting? I would say, I'm just going to do it. And so that's ultimately what I got from this. So when I say I fasted from music, it was hard to do that. But with food, I've always been disciplined. I've fasted from meat for over 11 years. Food, also, sugar was a huge fast. And I'm going to be honest, you got to be careful with your fasting because you will binge once it's over. I did get my belly full. But if you stayed this long, thank you so much. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, okay? Let me know your thoughts about my fast and about fasting. I want to hear from you all. Maybe I should read Job. Should I read Job? And y'all can kind of give me some feedback. Let me know in the comments and I will see you guys on the next video. God bless. I'm excited that I did it.